Oh, damn it. Hi guys, today we are winter sowing. So you can plant in the winter, and it's kind of fun because by midwinter I'm like ready to get my hands in soil, and I bet you are too if you like to garden. So we are going to do some winter sowing, and you will not be planting your plants indoors. We're going to put them outside. So hang on, you'll see. All you need is some milk jugs or whatever you have on hand. I'll show you. Hi guys, welcome back. Okay, so what you're going to need for winter sowing is you're going to need obviously seeds. You're going to need something to cut with, an X-Acto knife or scissors. You're going to need plant tags. You can make your own if you cut out a piece of plastic, something a little sturdy. You're going to need something to write on the plant tags, and you're going to need something that's going to hold up through the weather. So I use the Sharpie Extreme. Those work really well. You can get them in Walmart. I don't know if Amazon has them. I'm sure they do. But they work really well, and they hold up, and they're for weather. So then you're going to need tape. You can use masking tape, or you can use packing tape. Some people use duct tape, but I didn't have any duct tape, so I'm just going to probably use the packaging tape. You're going to need containers. So the best thing to do is recycle the containers that are already in your house. Now you can even use water bottles. I've never done it, but I've seen other people, friends of mine have done that, and it works fine. You just can only put, you know, like a couple seeds in there. Then choose the best plant and take out the rest and let it grow. You can use milk jugs, water jugs, anything a little translucent or completely clear. So this is pretzels. So that's a pretzel container. I'm not going to use this. I need that I collect seeds in it during the year. But I just wanted to show you that you could use that. And you would just put a hole in the top or a couple holes, just as long as you could get rainwater in there. And then you also want to make sure you put drainage holes. So that's what you're going to need. And you know, your water and your soil, of course. And then let's get started and see how easy it is. Okay, so the first one that I'm going to plant is going to be my tomato seeds. Whenever you're planting seeds for outside for winter sowing, so you're going to put this out and it's going to get snowed on, sleet, frozen, whatever. But the seeds are still going to germinate. And here's why. Because you're using seeds that would automatically germinate if you left them out in the winter. So you know how come spring you're going to see from already having tomato plants planted, you're going to find little tomato plants. Yeah, those seeds survived over winter and they germinated. This just helps it a little quicker, and it saves the mess of doing it inside. If you're just not, I've heard so many people say they're not good at growing seeds inside. I do both, but this helps me because I grow so many seeds. So I try to relieve a little space in here by putting some outside, and then I don't have to worry about them. I don't have to water them. I don't have to do nothing. I just once in a while go out and check and make sure they are, you know, draining well and that they are wet if we've had a dry spell. But other than that, just come spring, you're good to go. Your plants are already there and you've not really done anything but planted them. So let's get started. Okay, first thing you want to do is you want to put drainage holes. So what I do, simple, simple, simple. Make sure you're in a well-ventilated area. I just take a glue gun, or you could take an X-Acto knife or scissors or a drill, whatever you wanted to use, and I just put holes in the bottom So I just put that on there and just, it's a high heat glue gun. And I put like 5 or 6, 7, just depending on how big it is. And I'll show you how easy it is to use. You just set it on there, give it a little pressure, and it creates a hole. Easy peasy. I try to do it on the higher areas. That way, I'm ensuring good drainage. And that's it for that. All right, next you want to cut it halfway. So I use the bottom of the handle as a guide to where I want to cut it. You're not going to cut the whole lid off. At least I don't. Some people do, I don't, because it just makes it easier, I think. So I take my X-Acto knife and I start right about there, and I just go around. Super simple. Don't cut yourself. Just take it slow. Making a lid that's attached is all you're doing. And this hole here will allow enough water to come in. You don't need to make holes on top. So then you just kind of crimp it back a little bit, and then you're going to put your soil in here. Super simple. I just use regular potting soil with no fertilizer in it. I dampen it up so it's already wet when it goes in there. Some people like to just do it and then wet it. Either way you do it, it doesn't really matter. But I like mine wet when I put it in there. So you want to do like 3 to 6 inches. Depends on what you're planting too. Shake it a little bit. Get it down in there. Make sure it's fluffy though. You want it fluffy so that there's nice drainage. You don't want to smash your little seedlings in there. Okay, let's do another one. You can use these every year. I just rinse them out. Okay, then we're going to put our soil in. Definitely want to mark what you put in them, because you will forget, trust me. And you definitely want to use a good marker. So we are going to plant the red cherry large tomato. And I really like these Livingston ones. I get them from my local garden supply. Remember, the smaller the seed, the closer to the surface. The bigger the seed, the farther down. Always read your labels. Your labels are your friends. So, you know, always read the back. Now these say 1/4 of an inch. But you'll see how I do 1/4 of an inch. It's almost virtually impossible to do that. But you want to do at least an inch apart. And you can always thin them. I don't overthink it. I mean, I'm not planting like 50 million plants. I only need a couple. So if I plant, this will be the only container that I plant. And if I get 3 or 4 out of here, I'll be happy. If I get more, then I'll just grow more. So then I just kind of get them to touch the soil a little bit, and then I water them. I just get them a little wet. And then I just put a little fine layer of soil over top. They'll be fine. They'll grow. You'll see. I'll show you in the spring when they sprout. And if you do this, make sure you drop me a comment and let me know what you grow. I'm in zone 6B. So there's a lot of things. There's so much you can plant doing this. Okay, then I want to write on a tag. So what I write is the name because you definitely want to have them labeled. So you can just put that down in there. Okay, so now you are going to push it back. Make sure the area is dry though, so your tape sticks. All right, so we're going to tape it shut. I do 3 sections vertically to hold it in place. You just want to make sure it's together. It doesn't come apart. Now one side's puckered, which is fine, but I don't like it. We were creating a greenhouse effect. Great thing about this is the chipmunks, squirrels, if you have that issue in your area, they can't get to your seeds because they usually do that. I usually have to do everything inside because they get into everything. So rather than fight it, you'll work around it. And then I just write on them. Better to be safe than sorry. Just in case something would happen. Now let's do our other one. We are going to do marigolds in the other one. So I got these ones. I seen these ones. Mission Giant Yellow. Burpee. And obviously full sun. 65 days to bloom. 2 to 3 foot tall. And you plant them 1/4 of an inch. And then thin them 9 to 12 inches. These are an heirloom. And here is the back. So I'm interested to try these ones. I've never seen these before, this variety. So, and I love my marigolds. Oh, the benefits of marigolds. So, I don't know if you guys know what they look like. Those are the seeds. Very unique looking seeds. So, and if you hear all that in the background, that's Beatrix messing around. We are planted. So, anything that has to be cold stratified or anything that can be reseeded. Vegetables, herbs, flowers, perennials, annuals, it doesn't matter, that will come up from seed from sitting over the winter. That's what you can do this with. Like, you can't do tropical stuff like tropical flowers and stuff like that, but you can do this with pretty much, I've done it with a lot of stuff. So let's go throw them outside. You'll see how easy it is. Okay, so I'm gonna throw them right here, right in the snow. I have little blocks under there that they're sitting on so they can drain easy. And we will be back in the spring to see what grew. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell, so you know when I update you. We're going to be doing our seed trays inside next. So stay tuned. Don't forget to come back. Thanks for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day. We're almost near the end of February, and I am near Greensburg, Pennsylvania. So you get an aspect of what I'm dealing with. But the fish are fine. I don't know if you can see them, but there's one right about there. One of the big girls. They're just hibernating down there. And the heater is just to keep a hole in the ice so the gas is released for the fish. If you don't do that and let it completely freeze over, you chance having your fish die. You at least need a little hole in the ice. Natural ponds don't need to do that because they have water flow in and out under the ice. This is a stream during winter. Can hardly find it. Looks totally different, don't it? My husband always says, will all that stuff come back? Heck yeah, it will. But it's a mess right now.